Episode 99. How time flies. It feels like only yesterday I was storming the gates of Castrum Praetorium? The Praetorium, whatever. That was the end of the proper Realm Reborn campaign. And here we are still doing patch quests almost 40 episodes later. I was wondering where I'd end up with episode 100, but I guess we'll see exactly where that is at the end of this episode. I have a feeling I know where that's going to be. It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take Little Mincins, for instance. Though Admiral Merlyweb outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wooden-legged cutthroats. You mean they aren't? I guess only some of them. And likewise, the Gridanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Uldans scorned as swindlers who worship coin. I mean, some of those are accurate. For a part of the population, surely. I bet that guy talks to trees. Well, no, actually that's a silent conjurer, so they wouldn't do any talking. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Uldan society, Teleji Adeleji, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Carteneau is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them with something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we last spoke at the Observatorium, Captain Ilberd has further shortened his list of subjects. And by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate has lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Komoi. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilberd near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Corthus, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. If I were smart, I would have actually taken the time between episodes to check my recording and see what Ilberd sounds like, but I guess I'll be continuing without knowing what that is, without remembering. Why is there a brave just sitting around here? I guess they're sitting around everywhere. We braves are meant to be forerunners for a united grand company. Sounds impressive, aye. But guard duty is guard duty, no matter how fancy it does look. I'm used to seeing crystal braves around as non-tangible NPCs, as in just kind of floating around like this Mikote here. No name above their head, no way to interact with them. But I guess some of them are moving around as talkable NPCs. I'm in the wrong part of Gridania. To this day, I still mix up Old Gridania with New Gridania. Currently in Old Gridania, and New Gridania is south. Like this guy. There are a bunch of these guys all around. Is that Tataru? Pocket assistant. You should be back at the Rising Stones. Stop hanging out with this peach pie. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Here's hoping you're voiced in what I assume is coming cutscene. This look. I think I do get these from Allied Seals, so maybe I don't have to worry too much about getting it right now. Of course, I get it for free right now, but whatever. Dan, listen well. The spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Eileen Royal. Royal? Eileen Royal, Raubon's second in command. Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with a polearm had to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Raubon chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. The Monitarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. And 'twas no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the alliance. Yet the Monitarists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Royale was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the Monitarists? But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Royal's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Raubon attended the Council of Alliance Leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless on some pretense. She is up to something, mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flames records for evidence of Royal's guilt. But if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing, and the docks. Every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely upon your eyes, Scion? What about teleportation? People can just do that in this world, right? You have my thanks. Let us go then, and take care not to alert our quarry. This is something I'm still not entirely certain on, even having gone through all the expansions and replayed the game on a second character up to this point. How exactly does teleportation work lore-wise, because Aetherites are quite frequently used in lore, especially when we were chasing down those primals in 2.0, the base game, and even later on after this point. We've seen people teleport around even without Aetherites, using the same spell that we have, Return. And people can just do this anywhere, if I'm understanding that correctly. Maybe only some people know how to teleport, and Royal is a person who can't. Like maybe you need a magical background. But then a person could lie about their background and you wouldn't know or not if they can teleport. I don't know. In any case, I guess we're supposed to believe that she can't teleport. Royal is headed in the direction of the Blue Banter Gate, with me, Scion. Any chatter? Just some bots. So, Royal has entered Carline Canopy. Meeting someone perchance? Or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she is not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. FME is her name. I shall remain here in case Royal appears. I want to say Royale every time, like Battle Royale. But I think it's Royal. I think we've heard the name FME before. Maybe. Did we recruit her? I can't remember. I don't think so. But I'm sure we've heard the name before somewhere, right? Komori Moriko, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? Ahem. A social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger, and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. Still no sign of your friend, I'm afraid. And I mean that. I do hope you find him. Royale is a woman, FME. Can't even do her job right. Yeah, couldn't find her. She teleported. Nowhere to be seen, you say? And you sure she did not board an airship? She did not come back out either. Where in the seven hells could she have gone? The Roost, how could I forget? Greetings, good sir. May I interest you in some Mun-Tuy tonic? A cup a day imbues a man with great vigor, if you take my meaning. Perhaps another time, my friend. You're into that sort of thing, huh? Wait, that necklace. You are a shinobi of Doma. The woman you seek has left Gridania by way of West Shore Pier. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the eastward, or East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. What about that tonic? Thank the 12 for the domains. Were it not for their unique talents, Royal would have disappeared without a trace. I guess she snuck into the Roost and hopped out a window or something. Unless I wasn't paying attention in that conversation. My mind was on the tonic, and why Ilber didn't outright reject it. What are you plotting, Ilbert? What do you need that tonic for? Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Roa's example and take the ferry from West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Boom Pier. Preparations? No, we're good to go. What does that mean? Usually when they say things like that, it means like, recruit some adventurers for a dungeon you're about to go into, or a trial you're about to fight. But this is neither of those. Wait. Oh. Huh. Well, I guess this was the fastest route there anyway. We could have teleported to the other side of the East Shroud, but I guess it's technically faster to take the boat there. That way we end up on this side of the map. What is this? Just a little waiting room? With the schedule of the ferries posted here? Kind of like a little old bus stop or something that you would find out in the countryside, where things are still posted on paper. Otherwise you'd have to look up the bus schedule in the city on phone or something. Kind of rustic. do like that about Gridania a little bit. Seems like a comfortable kind of place, even if it's mostly wood and paper. Although if your other choices are stone and salt or stone and sand, maybe wood and paper and grass isn't too bad. Anyway, we're on a mission. This way, my friends. Your quarry makes for the Hawthorn hut. If Royal is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with her Garlean masters there. An explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances, while our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt these communications, and we have installed them around the city-states. In so doing, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Earl would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact directly. Yet as a well-known face in the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone thought through her disguise. It is for this reason I believe that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Elezen here are a common sight, or the Elezen are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We need only make for Hawthorn's hut and catch Royal in the end. Never really looked out at this side of the lake. Somewhere over yonder is Gridania, but how far in that direction I'm not sure. Going up as high as we can fly, can't really see the other side, although I guess there's kind of a wall in the way. Believe the water continues somewhere in that direction, or maybe there's a tunnel past that rock face where the water continues and you can reach Gridania. In fact, that must be it, because I can't imagine how you'd get there otherwise. This is Sweet Bloom Pier. It's hard to match up with this side of the water, geographically. Like where this wall continues along the top here and diagonally slants downward this way. Doesn't match up with the East Shroud here, not really. Not that it matters. I just like to piece together puzzles like this of the map in my head. Make the world feel more real, connected, rather than just different areas you teleport between. Did I keep you waiting? If Royal was here, she is no more. We have no choice but to continue the pursuit. My people report that our quarry has departed for the Bramble Patch. The ivy returns to the gnarls whence she came, but perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing, we will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with her guardian masters? My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. And we'll take to the skies. I'm pretty sure at this point in the story we're the only people that can fly this high. So they'll never expect us spying on from above. Not really. Just beyond, Royal is in conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer. An Imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it, with me. Flame Marshal Elaine Royal, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool. Damnation. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the 12th Wood? When last I looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. You would feign ignorance, then? Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. You hear? Even a warrior of Royal's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Uldar will have the grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, Komoy? So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe. So please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. I believe this line of dialogue would have been different. No, it definitely would have been different if you had taken on the ninja class. I believe it was only added around this patch, 3.4 or so. Both the precursor class rogue as well as ninja. Though only at this point would Yugiri comment on it, even though you could have been a ninja at the very beginning of your meeting with her. And I also believe the ninja quests sound a little bit different, both before and after you've met Yugiri in the main quest. Like the people involved in training you to be a ninja have things to say whether or not you know Yugiri or not. Ostensibly, she's the one that set up training the ninjas, but you could have trained to become a ninja before Yugiri was even canonically introduced, making that a little bit flexible, I guess, in terms of canonicity, whether or not the ninjas were created by Yugiri or not here in Limsa. But that's all just kind of guessing by me. I don't actually know that for sure. I've never played as ninja, so I shouldn't really be talking about it. Oh, right. Guess we're going back to the Rising Stones. Just walking over, no rush. It's not like Shiva's about to be summoned and wreak havoc across Coerthus or anything. Not at all. In fact, we might as well talk to everyone here. If we're not in a rush, we can stop to admire Tataru's juggling, which is actually quite impressive. Why is the camera moving in a way that I'm not used to? Is this normally how it turns when it's locked onto something? When I press it left here, goes to Komori's left. Wait a second. I think I have it inverted somehow. I'll have to check on that. When I press it left here, it kind of goes counterclockwise around Papalymo, pressing left on the stick. Which I guess is the same thing when it's centered on Komori. Maybe that's how it's always been, and my brain's just playing tricks on me. Doesn't matter. Steady, steady. Not bad, eh? With a little more practice, I could earn a fortune at the Ruby Road Exchange. She cannot seriously be considering it. Life as a street performer should be one's last resort, not their first. Tataru has grown beyond childish fantasies of becoming a songstress. Now she aspires to be a legendary street performer. You get him, Tataru. Oh boy, here we go. Thancred. Yes, but Higiri, you're missing the point. The individual doesn't matter. It was a team effort, and I was the one who... Higiri. Thancred's tales of Lady Yugiri almost beggar belief. My heart is fair fit to burst from admiration. Ha ha ha. A rousing tale of a comrade's valor. Truly we are fortunate to count Lady Yugiri as a friend. Trying to take the credit, huh? I don't think you're impressing either, Thancred. But keep trying. Oh boy. Toy Boulder, I don't think you're winning this one. But keep trying. I cannot go on much longer. I'm telling you, this is Ida's only job. Everything she does for the Scions is just extra. I could do this all day. All day. It's a battle of wills. A struggle for supremacy. Our fighting styles may differ, but this unyielding spirit is the same in warriors the world over. I must admit, this exercise of yours never fails to amuse me. While its movements appear comical, it does seem to be having the desired effect. Strength, Hori, on your honor as a Scion, I forbid you to surrender. Keep at it, guys. The Scions are doing very important work, day in and day out. And I'm here to witness it. Welcome back, Komori. I understand that Alphinaud had a task for you. May I ask what it is, or what it was? Charges of treason and espionage against Aline Royal? I can scarcely believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust the authorities, trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Bacon broths. Much food have we collected? We were given quite a few. It's getting pretty late in the day in real life. I'll have the coffee. Just to clear out my inventory. And of course, to keep Komori well fed. She's a growing girl. Although coffee's probably not the best for you. I say growing, but Lalafell don't get much taller than this. Sorry, Komori. As you may recall, Iceheart used the Aetherite in the deaths of Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctum of some description. It is there that we suspect that she means to summon Shiva, using the crystal she stole from the House Fortomp's caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint. But if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped, and stop them we shall. But first, we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Aethernet, and thereby follow our quarry. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the Aetherite to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed this second Aetherite upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise. A colleague of ours, who is currently en route from Revenant's Toll from Charlian. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap we could welcome her together. I am certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. An expert on Aetherites. No movement, as expected. The competition is still ongoing. How many more side quests do I have here anyway? Other than the blue quests, which are all dungeon stuff that I'm going to do. I guess it's just the stuff over in St. Cornac's Find, which were these two, and of course the Crystal Tower finale, which I'll get to later. Oh, there are benches here. How nice. They're made of stone, but they're quite aesthetic, aren't they? Go on, Minfilia. If we're waiting, you should at least sit down. No? Okay. What manner of woman is she, I wonder? We have spoken before via Linkpearl, of course, but it is not the same. I guess we'll stand and wait with you.
Minfilia, am I right?
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Sharlayan scholar, and an authority on aetherite technologies. She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Moonbreeder. For an outpost in an aether-rich wasteland, this place is a good deal livelier than I expected. Just goes to show what you never know until you know. What? Just goes to show that you never know until you know. I think I read that wrong the first time. Let us return to the Rising Stones at once, then. We have much to discuss. Well, it was nice of her to see her in. Don't have to have every meeting inside the Rising Stones, or rather, every cutscene. I guess we are going inside to actually talk, though. If she came in from the North Gate, that means she came in from Corthus? Where did that come from, anyway? Surely not from Ishgard, so I can only imagine she came in from the Black Shroud, Gridania. But if she's from Sharlayan, I expect she would have taken in the route from Lenosia or something, or a port over in Thanalan, in which case she would have entered from the South Gate. Although, no. That leads into the Garlean outpost, so I guess the only way to actually enter Corthus by a merchant caravan or a commercial one is through the North Gate. That makes sense. Look at me, trying to catch holes in the plot. They thought of everything. Keep at it. Is that Tupsimadi on the back wall there? I'm amazed you've managed to find all the pieces after, well, you know. The cane. Right. What's his name? Louis's infamous cane, Tupsimadi. I guess it was exploded after the moon came crashing down and he was right under it. How did they manage to find that?
It's been ages!
Oh, longer, sister!
A joyous reunion indeed.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Sharlayan to assist us. I bid Moonbreeder join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits, and nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
Oriange, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Unhand me.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me. I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Damn, Orianger. I guess you needed the Mun-Tuy tonic.
Go on.
Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
You still haven't found it, then? Your missing aetherite?
We have not. No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate the second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second aetherite to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the aetherite's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first aetherite, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
Oh, here we go. This is the kind of question that I've been asking. The difference between just teleporting and aetherite usage. Probably still some more questions about how other people might use teleportation, like Royal in the previous set of quests, but at least this will be some distinguishing between the two methods.
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the aetherite.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have wide aura sight at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the aetheryte. However, white aurosite cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand. Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
Why are you so chipper? You're the one they're risking. Maybe she didn't understand that, Komori. Not the brightest person in the room. Although I guess she's competing with Ida. I've already informed Alphinaud of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Moonbreeder described. He agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said that he wished to meet with you at Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect you will find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I want you to know that I appreciate everything that you have done on our behalf, Komori, and that I have faith that you will return to us, as you always have. Yeah, have faith in the coin flip, more like it. Moonbreeder is a brilliant and dedicated scholar. I would not have endorsed her plan were it not so. I'm still not sold on that coin flip, Minfilia, no matter how much you endorse her. And I guess we're going. We teleport all the time. Why would this be any different? For once, there's no heavy fog and no blizzarding snowstorm obstructing our view. For the most part, it's a pretty decent view of the Coerthas Central Highlands. You can even see the ice wall from here. Kind of glowing in the night. Didn't realize it glowed like that. Glowed? Glue. Is glue a word? Whatever. Ah, and there's Ishgard. It's beautiful as ever at night, when you can actually see it. I guess it's not exactly glowing, it's just kind of the texture. Or maybe it's glowing in the moonlight, I don't know. Either way, I didn't stop to consider it before, but Snowcloak here you can still do with a party of NPC adventurers. We're not quite at the position where entering the dungeon is done with actual named NPCs, but it's interesting to see that you're still partnered up with the Scion, Marauder, Conjurer, and Thaumaturge, but you can see that their appearance has changed drastically since the time that we saw them at much lower levels. It's kind of neat to see that they're growing alongside you, even if they are mostly silent NPCs with an occasional line of dialogue on the inside of dungeons, just commenting on things. Interesting that they're Scions and not like Crystal Braves or Temple Knights or something. The Scions are still doing things alongside you, technically. Maybe. Or you recruit a party of adventurers, either or. Trust in the power of white aurosite, Komori, and in me, of course. If you say so. Good to see you, Komori. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. Captain Ilbert sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Aline Royal in Ildar even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aetheryte. After you, Scion. There, it's ready. Huh, it worked, I think. Try tuning to the Aetheryte now. Feel for the current and try to locate the beacon. We have done all we can, Komoi. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If, by the grace of the 12, you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. It is not a matter of training your eyes, I fear. Without foreknowledge or serendipity, we will never find every tunnel. The very land conspires against us, the broken ice ever reforming to conceal the entrances. This guy's kind of behind on the story here. Shouldn't have talked to him. I have a mind to join you, but Oyandra made me promise I wouldn't. Apparently the thought of me becoming Shiva's thrall was too much to bear. As if I'd give her the chance. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual, and if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice. And so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moonbreeda's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Aymeric. No, I guess we're supposed to talk to this guy after all. Of all the myriad challenges you have faced, I should be amazed if it were a failed teleportation attempt that finally killed you. Pray, do not surprise me. Here's hoping. Madam, Sir Aymeric regrets that he could not be here in person, and asks that I read to you this letter. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Komoi Moriko, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea. Your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Halone bless you with good fortune and see you home safely. Sun's rising. Unfortunately, we'll be doing that next episode. Maybe I should have saved that dramatic speech for episode 100, but there isn't really enough time in the episode to do the whole trial, although they do go by pretty quickly. It'll be fine. We'll save episode 100 for Shiva. I was actually kind of expecting that I might complete all the A Realm Reborn stuff by episode 100. It only took 60 episodes to get through the main scenario, which is most of the quests, I think. Then all of the patch quests, which are shorter, I thought would only take around 40 episodes or less. But I guess we still have quite a bit to do. It doesn't help that I was doing a lot of the grindy side content, and a lot of the side content that was only introduced kind of in later patches, but still accessible after defeating the ultimate weapon. But I think to kill time, we'll finish up the quests that are remaining at Haurchefant's side, just to clean up here, our little home away from home. A word, if I may. Have you the inclination to undertake another commission? I would not ask you if you did not look rested and refreshed. You may have heard whispers of it, but a patrol lost its way in the blizzard and wandered into the ogre's belly. Needless to say, not all of them returned alive, and the sawbones have been carving all manner of bits off those that did. They mistook the will of the Wykes for the light of the camp, and were lured to the cave. We've enough perils around us with those quizzing devils amusing themselves thus. We cannot have men gainsaying their own eyes, afraid to trust the lights they see in the distance. Will you take yourself to the ogre's belly and dispatch those Wykes? Let's just say that Komori is waiting for those enforcements that Alfinode suggested she take, and is killing time in the meantime. Over here? Not past this gate, surely. No, it's underground. How do you get down there? Down here? Where on earth is this place? I'm here to kill time, but not that much time. Where the hell am I going? I guess we'll go around the long way. We've been in this cave before, but I'm pretty sure it loops around. I know we're here to kill those things, but I kind of want to see where this loops into. Yes, it goes here. And exits over in Witch Drop, yes? I guess I just missed this exit. Kind of hidden. And you can't really enter it without flying, I guess. What's this area for, other than this side quest? Maybe your fate happens down here. I hope that was her last quest, because I'm not sure how many episodes I'm going to have extra time in to do whatever is lying in Haurchefant's chambers. Now, knowing my luck, it's probably one of these 3 quest chains, and I've only done 2. Back so soon, and with full success? Those Wykes never knew what struck them, I'll wager. By alone, it is good to have something go well. Forgive my outburst. It has been a difficult week. Moon. Some longer span of time. Like a siege, though none exists, and man cannot live in a constant state of unhappy strain. The success you convey back to me means a great deal. Good. Haurchefant. Haurchefant's room is now clear of any side quests, meaning we can relax here without the constant, overwhelming sword of Damocles lingering above our head. Now would be a good time to take a break.